Al-Quadin, this is Tom Krasniqi, WDAE. Welcome to the show, man. How are you?
I'm good, Tom. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I saw you out there today in the media scrum, and you spoke to the media afterwards. How are you taking to the Tampa Bay Heat so far, my friend?
Well, I'm a University of Miami guy, so it's nothing. It's nothing for me.
You're right. A bad question on my part to kind of lead things off here. But, you were a free agent last year. And before we get to that process, you had a really good year with the Lions. And it was impressive to me in the fact that you didn't start any games, but you had 11 sacks and 20 quarterback hits for you last year. So what was the thing that really made you the really impactful player that you were from a year ago?
Um, well, the year before that, when I signed with the Lions, I got an opportunity, and you know, I gave a glimpse there. Once Aiden got hurt, and I was fortunate to be able to come back. And got another opportunity once Davenport went down, and just really just was focusing on taking advantage of my opportunity.
What did you learn from Aiden Hutchinson? Because he seems like a great guy, great player, great teammate. Did you get along well with him? What did you learn from him?
No, I mean, it was great working with him, and you know, uh, I think we learned a lot from each other. Just really feeding off each other. Um, Two different rushing styles, but just it was just really, really extremely great working with him.
Al-Quadin Muhammad, Buccaneer edge rusher, is with me here on the drive. So tell me about the free agency process. 11 sacks. I mean, how many teams were interested in you? What was that process like for you?
It was a lot of teams that was interested, and my agent Nicole Lynn spoke to several teams, but we just felt as though this is the best fit for me, and felt as though that I can definitely follow up with the year I had last year. Just follow that up, here, and definitely got a chance to have some success and working with a great group of guys that could also, rush and just really helping the younger guys.
Well, tell me about some of your new teammates. Yaya Diaby was with me here last week in studio. Great guy, obviously. He's been in the league for a couple of years. You're added to the mix. There are a couple of other guys in that room, including a guy that you know really well, also out of the University of Miami, and Ruben Bain Jr. So tell me about your interactions with him and how far back you go with that young man.
Well, Ruben Bain is younger than me, but I definitely watched him, throughout his career, um, at the University of Miami, and definitely excited to be out there, on a pro level, on the field with him. And just, I've been watching Yaya as well, you know, um, the last couple seasons since I've been in the league. I watch all the pass rushes, and just, I'm excited. It's a great opportunity to have uh, three guys that rush differently, but we all do some great things, and we could just really feed off each other, and just talk ball, and really come together and have that chemistry and go out there and have a great year.
Well, you bring up the point about you feeding off each other, and that will absolutely help you. It's going to help Bain. It's going to help Yaya, certainly. I mean, between you three guys, I mean, you have the potential of really being a tremendous pass rush. I was talking to Yaya last week, and I said, hey, this team had 37 sacks from a year ago. What would be an acceptable number? And he said, that's not acceptable. We have to be at least 50-plus sacks. Is that a goal for you guys? I mean, what is the goal in that room? Have you guys talked about that?
100%. I mean, that's definitely a realistic goal. Um, I think we have team goals, we have individual goals, but most importantly, if we work together, everybody he'd be happy, even the organization. So that's what it's about. It's about everybody working together, four equals one, and that's how you get to those numbers. Just understanding, who we going against, and understanding our opponents and find ways to create one-on-ones, find ways to also, just win. And at the end of the day, if we all doing what we're supposed to be doing, it'd be hard for teams to block us.
No doubt about that. Al-Quadin Muhammad, Buccaneer edge rusher, is with me here on the drive. So with that being said, what is your number in terms of
I,
sacks for this year? What are you shooting
you
for?
know, You know what? I don't even really think of it like that.
Hmm.
I just, take it one game at a time. And right now, I'm really just focused on just really understanding each guy in our room rushing style and just taking it one day at a time and getting better. And I think the numbers would definitely that will come. That will come not only for me, that will come for everybody. I don't really focus on, oh, I need to get this. I just focus on really just taking it one day at a time and getting better. And I'll be happy. Everybody will be happy at the end of the day. I think it's just I just focus on the process, and if you do that, success comes after that.
That's absolutely fair because sometimes guys would put numbers out there or make up a number in their mind, and then they feel the pressure of trying to get to that number, and then maybe it gets them out of their process because, as you mentioned, it's all about the process, right? If the process is right, then the results will follow.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Al-Quadin Muhammad is with me here. Your thoughts on Todd Bowles? I mean, I don't know how much interaction you had with him during the free agency process and what made you want to come to Tampa Bay, but your thoughts on your new head coach?
I think he's great. I think he has um, a good feel for putting guys in position, and to ultimately help the team. And I love that about him. Just kind of not trying to, if a guy do this well, how can we create something and create a role for this guy? I think he do a good job at creating roles for guys to ultimately help the team. And I think, we got some great things we're going to do this year that fit, everyone, so that's I love that. That sometimes you be in organizations and stuff like that, and some guys are just out of place. Not that he's, a guy is a bad athlete or can't do it or can't do this or can't do that. It's just sometimes schematically, it's just not the best for that particular player. And Coach Bowles find a way of, putting guys in great positions to make the talent come to life.
Finding the right fit, right? And that's what
Yeah,
matters in order for you to be successful. And you think this is a really good fit for you. This defense fits you.
100%.
Al-Quadin Muhammad is with me. So you look at the schedule, and I looked at the schedule. You're facing three of your former teams on the upcoming schedule, as you may know, including at Detroit Week 11. Are you circling that one in big, bold letters or what?
You know what? Again, focus on the process. Of course, I'm gonna be excited and emotional at the same time. About that game, but it's gonna be good to be back there playing with a bunch of guys and you know playing against a bunch of guys that I played with, and I'm sure there's gonna be some emotions flowing as well. But definitely, excited, for that opportunity. I look at each game like it's another opportunity to go out there and show the world who Al-Quadin Muhammad is. It just keep adding on to my story. It wasn't smooth selling career, but at the end of the day, I got another opportunity to do something great.
And you spent a lot of time. You're almost 10 years now in the league. The Bucs are your fifth team. I mean, what is the goal? What are you looking to show everybody this year about who Al-Quadin Muhammad really is?
Well, most important is you are what you repeatedly do, and my goal is to just be consistent. And that's just what it is. So um, here in Tampa, I do have that opportunity to do that, and I think that's what it's about. Just really being consistent and whatever role that I am playing within this organization or within this team.
Tell me about your new quarterback, Baker Mayfield. Obviously feisty, tough. Guys love him. Plays with that chip on his shoulder. I'm sure you've been out there on the field today. You heard some trash talking going, and that's what he likes to do, especially on the practice field. I mean, the guy talks it, but he also likes to back it up too. But guys enjoy playing for him. What have you seen out of your new quarterback so far since you've been here?
He's definitely competitive, and at the end of the day, in order to win and play this game of football, at this level, you have to be competitive. So, just having, the guy who holds, um, the organization in his hands, every single play, have that chip on his shoulder, have that attitude, have that type of, energy, and also, a leader within it all is important. And he has that, And, you know, I'm happy to be on this side, and to be able to, be on the same team as him.
All right, to get you out on this, I know you just got here. You're just learning the scheme and the guys around you, but there's a lot of depth, a lot of talent on the defensive side. There's a lot of talent on the offensive side. When you look around your team, what do you see? How good can you guys be?
We could be as good as we want to be, and at the end of the day, we just have to, it's the little things, and we have to put the work in each and every day, to ultimately hold that trophy up at the end. But that takes everybody doing they 111. Just really making sure they have a great off season, doing what they need to do, and coming to camp with the right mentality, and that's where it starts. So we got everything we need. We have everything we need, and I think we're going to put the league on notice.
I love that, and I know a lot of Buccaneer fans want to hear that. Al-Quadin Muhammad, number 97. Thanks for a few minutes. Get some rest, and we'll see you back out there for mandatory minicamp. We appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
You got it. That's Al-Quadin Muhammad. Really good stuff there. So he kind of paused. It's like, we can be as good as we want to be, want to hold up the trophy. Look, every team's goal is to win the Super Bowl. And when you look at this Bucs team, I'm not saying they're a Super Bowl team, but they are talented, and they've got the talent in the right places. It's always been about health, number one. Number two, just making sure it all comes together at the right time. Remember, back in 2020, they went into the bye. It wasn't looking great. That was Brady's first year. And then Brady kind of made a promise to the guys during the bye where he's like, listen, we're not going to lose another game. This is about to come together. And usually around Thanksgiving is when you want to play your best football moving forward. And the Buccaneers never lost a game. You got to get hot at the right time. Yeah, a little bit of luck. Ball bounces your way, and you got to stay healthy. Yeah, there are a lot of factors that have to go into it. So we appreciate Al-Quadin Muhammad for joining us here on the program. 888-388-0957. Text at 82945. And I kind of like that threesome between those three guys. Ruben Bain Jr., AQM, Yaya Diaby. I mean, look, if they stay healthy, those three guys should be quite impactful players. And they should be able to kind of rotate in and out. I was watching Ruben Bain Jr. today, and the dude has got some of the heaviest hands that you will see on a guy. And he gets low. He gets really low. He's got this low center of gravity. He plays with great technique. He plays with extremely strong, violent hands. He tries to win every rep. Boom, boom, boom. He pops the bag. He plays violent, dude. And these are just like individual drills, okay? We haven't even seen anything yet. And I'm really anxious to see when the pads come on training camp. Usually it's like the third or fourth day of training camp. When we get to late July, that is when you should grab your popcorn and be ready for the real show. When the pads come on, the number one player, there's two players I want to see when the pads come on. I'm going to tell you who the other player is when we come back. 888-388-0957. Text at 82945. Fill in the blank coming up in the next hour. The Buccaneers will finish with blank sacks as a team. How many? They're talking about it. You heard Yaya Diaby say it in studio last week. You just heard Al-Quadin Muhammad. They're talking about team goals and personal goals. What is that number? Fill in the blank coming up at 5:30. We're on the air to 6 o'clock. Rock Riley will come your way then. And then later on tonight, Rays baseball right here on your home of the Rays and the Dodgers from L.A. When we come back, I'm going to tell you who the other player is that I'm looking forward to seeing in pads, along with Ruben Bain Jr., and what's on tonight, plus an update at the World Cup. A heavyweight finally breaks through